Hello there, Cancer. Thank you for stopping by for your monthly tarot video forecast for the month of March. So this is going to be looking at one life cycle that you're going through sometime during the month of March. This is not meant to be a comprehensive look at your month at all. Also, this is a general reading, so not everything is going to apply to every Cancer. My agreement with Sacred Spirit is that what comes through will apply to the majority of the Cancers who actually watch this, and that whatever comes through will be for your highest and best good. So even if something comes through that doesn't seem like fun information, I trust Sacred Spirit that He's giving me that message because it's something that it will be helpful for you to know. So, having said that, let's just jump right in. First of all, the thing I'm looking at first is your environment. And what I have is that there is someone in your environment. An environment can be any place that you have energy and effort invested. Usually it shows up as home, but I've also seen it show up as work or school. But there's somebody in your environment that is, the word I'm hearing is intrusive, Cancer. So this could be somebody that tries to step into your business when they really shouldn't be doing that, is basically how I see this. So somebody in your environment that is intrusive. The next thing that comes up is looking at your subconscious leanings right now. Looks to me like your subconscious is feeling like things aren't as secure and as stable in your life as you would like them, and so your subconscious is working on how can we bring some stability into life? How can we make things more stable and solid? So that's what I have your subconscious working on. And let's see, what is your learning style in this life cycle? Looks like for anything that you're learning about right now, I feel like whatever research you're doing, whatever school you're taking, I feel like you're handling new information in a very methodical way, gathering it in a methodical way, sort of putting it all together, taking the time, being very thorough in anything that you're researching and trying to understand right now. Now, as far as communication style, right now I feel like you are letting your actions do much more speaking than your words. So a person of few words in this particular life cycle. So this means with whatever this is regarding. So there's some situation that this is going to be regarding. And as we go through this a little bit more, you'll know more what situation that I'm talking about. But there's some situation where you are just not saying much. You're just letting your work speak for itself. You're letting your actions speak for themselves, and really not doing much talking unless you absolutely have to about this particular situation. I don't feel like you're necessarily keeping things a secret, but you are being quiet about this, because it feels to me like you may realize that not everybody around you is going to understand what you're doing or what your motivations are, so it's just better just to not get people all stirred up about it. Okay, so let's move on here. The next card that I have does talk about your work, and for me, work can come in one of two ways. So this can be talking about the way you make a living, but this also could be talking about what you're doing to improve your own character and improve your own integrity. So what I have coming up here is I see that you're really working on thinking outside of the box, looking for some kind of solutions that maybe other people would not even consider, but you are considering them because to you it seems like maybe doing something like that is actually worth it to solve some kind of problem or to get into some kind of different situation from what you are in right now. So that's what I have coming up for work for you, is thinking outside the box, trying to solve some kind of solution, trying to come up with some kind of solution for a situation. And so thinking outside the box and looking for that solution. And that can be with where you actually go to make money. This can also be something you're doing with your own character. Either way, you'll recognize. It's going to come in different ways for different ones of you, but you'll recognize it. Whichever one resonates for you, that's it. Now, the thing that we have, you have a part of your personality that's being grown or expanded right now. And the part that I see being grown or expanded is You've been in a situation where you have been putting up with some things in the hopes that eventually you wouldn't have to be putting up with things as much as the situation would change and things would be much smoother or much better for you. And you did put up with these things because you believed that by doing that, that would put you in the right place at the right time when things change around to where they're smoother and better for you. But what's being grown or expanded during the month of March for you Cancers during this life cycle is that knowing when to say when, knowing when it's time to let go of the endurance, when it's time to walk away from it, when it's time to say, you know what, I've put enough into this situation, I've waited long enough, I have held out long enough, things just are not moving along the way they need to be moving along, and it's time for me to move along. That's the part of you that I see growing or expanding right now, that ability to let go of whatever it is that you were hoping for to come in if you kept putting up with the situation that was less than what you wanted long enough. Now, the next thing that we have coming in talks to me about things that you stand for. It's interesting because this looks like a person that you would stand for, Cancer. Now, when I'm looking at this card, it's actually influenced by the planet Mars, which just means that you would stand for this with enthusiasm and possibly even aggression, given the, I don't know if there's ever any appropriate circumstances, but that's about the best word I can find to fit this. So this is something that you would stand up for with great gusto. And this is a person who really thinks outside of the box, can be very creative, likes to really work off the cuff, feels like the best things that are thought of are those things that are thought of sort of on the fly. This person really thrives in what other people would consider to be chaos. And I feel like this person that you're standing for right now, they are having what I'm hearing is a little bit of an identity crisis. They're not really realizing how good they are at what they actually do, and feeling really down and depressed about themselves and about their lives and about some of the things that they've done. It's like they're looking at the mistakes that they've made and they're amplifying them like 20 times and, you know, making them much bigger than what they were. So I feel like this is a person that you are standing up for right now. So if somebody was to say something nasty about them, I feel like this is someone that you would stand up for and say, hey, you have no right to say that. You don't know what this person's been through. So step off, Jack. Let's see. Next card that we have coming up talks to me about how other people perceive you. This is an interesting card. I want to feel around a little bit about that before I start running off at the mouth here. So it seems to me that your personality has been going through some changes lately, and very conscious changes, Cancer. Looks to me like you're learning lately to stand up for yourself and to take care of yourself instead of just spending all your energy on everybody else. And so some of the people in your environment that are used to you spending all your energy on them are seeing you now as the word I'm hearing is combative, which sounds a little bit extreme to me. It feels like it's an exaggerated word. I think the word that really fits better is argumentative. And even that, I think really it just comes down to you're standing up for yourself and doing the things you need to do for yourself. But these other people are taking this as you being combative or argumentative because they can't see past what they need. They can't understand that they have to be accountable for meeting their own needs while you are accountable for meeting your own needs. So to these people, in their eyes, you're kind of the bad guy. You're the mean one. You're the one starting fights and stirring things up. It's kind of comical if you think about it, but not much fun to live in that type of energy. Okay, so the next thing that we're looking at is the lesson or the experience that you work through as you come through this life cycle in March. And what we have here, I feel like, is really an experience, and this is an experience with a person. This is, for most of you, this is going to be a male authority figure, but this person does not have to be male. This can be a very strong female figure. When I say strong, I mean she's kind of in your face. She's not beating around the bush when she's talking about what's going on or what her feelings are or what needs to happen. She is very aware of her authority, and she wears it. When I say she wears it, she's not somebody that's just like down to earth, and every once in a while you realize, oh yeah, they have the authority to say such and such, and pulls out the authority and does what they need to do. She wears her authority, like she makes sure everybody around her knows that she has this authority. If you're dealing with a female, she's just making sure nobody even thinks about stepping on her authority. Okay, so, but for most of you, this is going to be a male authority figure, and this is somebody that you're dealing with that really doesn't shoot straight from the hip. This is someone who doesn't really think anything about manipulating other people. He'll say whatever it is he thinks that you want to hear so that you'll do whatever it is that makes him happy. He will even tell you that so-and-so said something when so-and-so said nothing at all like that ever. If he thinks that you'll listen to something so-and-so said over something that he said. I mean, this guy really has no boundaries when it comes to manipulation. So I see you interacting with this person as your life experience or as your lesson for this particular life cycle. And what happens as you learn how to interact with this person, and I feel like this is a lesson in learning how to interact with a person like this in some kind of healthy way, where you're not letting them totally manipulate you, but you're also not creating any more chaos than actually has to happen to be not manipulated by this person. So as you're going through this, as you're learning this, there are a couple of things coming up. First of all, I see that this person really knows how to make you feel a little bit disoriented, how to make you kind of question yourself and your own sanity even. So this person really, when I see this is telling me this person is a pretty extreme case of what I was talking about with the manipulation. Also, I feel like being around this person makes you feel really disempowered. So you feel like you're kind of like you have to kind of go along with this person. So this may be a situation at work where you have a boss that's acting all out of hand like this. But I do feel like you, for whatever reason, you feel like you have to go along. Maybe you're just going along just to keep the peace. But the ultimate fulfillment of the life cycle is interesting because it looks like you take this situation, which is pretty negative, and you actually turn it into a positive. Because what ends up happening out of this situation is I feel like you do get your bearings in this, and once you've really got this lesson learned of how to interact with this person, I see you coming into a new phase of stability, a new phase of security. So this is like going from one phase to another. So this might be getting a promotion at work or getting a raise. With this situation, I really think that you going into this new phase of stability might actually be you transferring from the department with this guy so that you're not in contact with him all the time, or her. Or this could be getting a position at another place so you're not in contact with this person all the time. But it does feel like, you know, the energy shift is so extreme that for me, something major had to change. And to me, I think it's the environment that you're in had to change, that you had to move out of this situation because it was pretty toxic. So you had to move out of this situation to get away from it. So that's what I've got coming up for you, Cancers, in March. Like I said, this is not a comprehensive look at the whole month for you. This is just one theme that you'll be working your way through during the month. So there you have it. I hope that this is helpful for you. Thank you so much for stopping by, hanging out, liking, sharing, subscribing, all your wonderful comments. Everyone have a fantastic month. I will see you back here the next time around. Peace out.